you're currently the reigning Mr. Olympia. And normally when you go into a show, you look online and everybody's talking like you need to beat the reigning Mr. Olympia. This year with social media, things are a bit flipped because you have a weird scenario where you have a 7-time Mr. Olympia who's not like, you look at when Ronnie came back, like he was kind of past his prime. You know, he had his lat issue. And you look at now, you have a 7-time Mr. Olympia who, let's say that had an issue with his stomach, who claims that who had surgery on it,
allegedly.
Well, whatever,
yeah, whatever the situation is.
There was a stomach issue. No, I don't know how to say this without insult. I don't want to be insulting, and I don't want to assume something I don't know.
I could be the dick here if you need me to.
Well, I don't need you to be the dick. but so I mean, I'm trying. So Phil, he'll even admit like his stomach was off in 2018. Brandon wins in 2019, but people think that Phil, because he got that surgery, everything's all hunky-dory, his stomach is fine. So now you have a situation where if you look online, a lot of people are talking like, well, Brandon needs to prove himself and beat Phil. And that's a complete flip to what we normally see. And how is that? Like you're the champion. Everybody should be talking like Phil needs to come at Brandon when all I'm seeing, and you might be seeing it too, and you're much better than me at like overlooking things, just being very nonchalant about it. But how is that going in as the reigning champ with the chatter being that you have something to prove?
It's a very comfortable position, actually.
That's awesome.
For me, it's like when I've not been in this position, you know. And now we got a big pay-per-view event because Phil Heath decided to come to the table. So for me, I'm happy. It's a good position for me because it doesn't change anything for me, except I guess the reward is bigger.
You know, it's weird that oddly makes sense.
You know what? I've always in my life, and this is not by any means, but I've always thrived on being the underdog and proving people wrong. Is that kind of your mentality? Like you kind of like that come from behind kind of approach to everything?
I had to learn that. As experience. You know, I haven't always been the underdog. And matter of fact, coming into the industry, you know, there was a lot of attention on me once they realized who I was. But having gone from being on a high to going on the low and everybody counting you out, you kind of develop that mentality because if you're stubborn like I am, you fight back mentally, and then it ends up because you can't do anything physically. So you resist, and you hope to persevere. So that's just me. So I've gained that mentality. So I've been in that position so long now that it's comfortable for me right now. So it's not a problem.
Well, the good news is if and when, I've already made it known my thoughts on the situation are Phil at 100%, like 2013 Phil is a really hard challenger to beat, but I don't think we saw the best Brandon Curry. I told you that before, you went so hard on the Arnold that your prep for the Olympia was extremely tough. And you had to do much more cardio and your body was beat up. Now you've had a complete year off. So everybody's talking like, well, Phil brings his best. I'm like, has anybody seen Brandon's best yet?
I don't think we have yet.
Everybody romanticizes like when Ronnie was on top, everybody wanted to see Jay beat him. When Phil was on top, everybody wanted to see Kai beat him. People love that shit.
They love rivalries.
Yeah.
They love stirring the pot, making shit a little bit more interesting.
So you had Ronnie versus Jay, Phil versus Kai, and now you have Phil versus Brandon. We're definitely looking forward to the Olympia.
Yeah.
I think this will be the best Mr. Olympia we've ever seen. You have a lot of athletes. You hopefully we get everything figured out with where it's going to be, how it's going to be, and all that good stuff. But I'm really looking forward to bringing bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding can help get people out of this rut we're in right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's something people have looked forward to. And I'm looking forward to see, I know you were excited when Phil decided to do the show. I know you were actually, everybody's like, oh man, now Brandon's got, and you were like, cool, awesome, let's do it. That's what's awesome is that, well, it's like a professional fighter who wants to fight the best.
He wants to fight the best.
He's not dodging the fight. You know what I mean? Creed is fighting Rocky.
Yeah.
if the fans they were paying attention last year, that's all I was talking about this as well. It's still coming back in 2019. I was asking that question. He was kind of hitting like he was, and then everybody's questioning whether he was, and then it turned out he wasn't. So that was kind of disappointing. So I didn't think I would have the opportunity. I thought he was just going to be gone after that. But then he made the announcement, and it's like, whoa, it's like a big opportunity I thought I was going to miss, because people don't understand. Like I think my first NPC magazine, I remember in my apartment, ever looking at had Phil Heath in it, and he was, I think he at the Junior Nationals when he won the juniors, and it had also the USA's in there when he turned pro. So I'm looking at this guy thinking, oh man, this guy's the guy, because I'm coming up right behind him, and they started calling him the Gift, and I had an email called Brandon's Gifted. So I thought, oh man, they just took a moniker that a nickname or something for me or whatever. So I was following this guy, and I actually got to meet him in Hawaii before he went pro. So and I admired him, and then we ended up being coached by the same coach, Hani, who was my first coach ever. And I got to see Phil in his first off season at 270 in my room, stepping on the scale when I was preparing for a contest. And so I got to see some intimate moments. I had some intimate moments with Phil. So I think I understand Phil pretty well. And I think he's misunderstood in some ways, and he's a great athlete. So I've been chasing him for a long time, and I've always dreamed and had the idea. And we've even briefly discussed, competing against each other once upon a time in the future. So to see it actually happen is going to happen, when I'm at this level of my career. It's a very exciting opportunity for me. I mean, I enjoy the sport, bodybuilding, the competitive side, and I think Phil's one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. And why wouldn't I want to be compared to one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time? Damn,
dude, have you ever thought of going into politics? That was like that was awesome. No, you wouldn't make it. It wouldn't. No, you're
Brandon's
too nice.
way too nice.
No, you couldn't do it. But dude, that is wow. Like that's one way to look at it. It's like the respect, and hopefully it can be returned, because things can get I think a little bit nasty in competition, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully he shares the same kind of sentiment on that. But yeah.
When we're on the stage, we talk about the stage. The stage is it's a different animal. On the stage. So when we're on the stage, it's nothing but competition.